All right. Coffee grind live, y'all. Coffee grind live. We got a smooth intro. We got a smooth voice over in. Doing all right tonight. We are doing all right. Just the fade on now. All right. We doing all right tonight. All right. Make sure I'm live over here on the Facebook. Share this on out and let's get it going. So today, I want to talk about something that happened to me recently, and I think a lot of people can actually benefit from. And I've actually got notes today, so I'm not going to be freestyling it like I normally am. We've got some notes today, and yeah, we're going to be talking about enjoying the process slash embracing the journey. And I think this is something that is very important. Go ahead and talk about it now. So where it comes where how it came about for me is recently say recent, but over the last almost 4 months, I have been training for the Gate River Run. I am planning to do that again after over a decade of the first time I did it. And so obviously a decade down the road, I've got a few more years on me. Not in my 30s anymore, in the 40s. And yeah, the body is definitely making me feel it. And there's a lot of other struggles with it. So um really haven't been able to hype myself up even to do a 5K, just in my training, even to do three miles. And so it hit me, a couple things hit me over the last 24 hours. So it hit me that I was so little backstory. And anybody that's here, I'm gonna take y'all on this journey because during the next couple of during February, I am actually going to I've got recordings of all my progress that's going to be turned into a blog slash documentary. I don't even know if you would call it a documentary, but a blog, and it's going to kind of show the progress I've had. With that said, let me grab some of my coffee because we're about to get deep. So what I realized, a little more backstory. So the first time I did it, the River Run 15K, that is 9.3 miles. My goal was to get under 90, under 90 minutes. I got 92 minutes and some change. And so that has haunted me because it was my goal. I'm like, yo, I'm going to get under 90. Didn't get it. So I've always said I'm going to get under 90 sooner or later. I'm going to make it happen. So this year I said I got enough time. Let me just, it's October because what was happening over the last 10 years is I would think about the river run like a month before it happened. I'm like, I don't have enough time to and I even tried it one time to start training, and a month is not a long time to go ahead and start training. So October, I started thinking about it. I was like, hey, this is the year. So I went ahead and started training for it. And I gotta be honest, bit of a struggle. Bit of a struggle here and there because you got the holidays that come up, and then really more the struggle was the daylight. I like to run outside, not on a treadmill, and the daylight, daylight savings time ending is a pain because you lose that hour. Telling you, we're going somewhere with this. Follow me down this road. So daylight saving time, you lose an hour, so that means you don't have as much time in the afternoon. And I like to do my actual in the gym lifting in the morning, at night, or afternoon was when I was doing my running. Worked great until daylight savings time hit, and that kind of screwed up the whole plan. But I had a plan going in, and so I'm seeing in January, I got some decent training in, but I'm seeing that I am at these. So in order to get to that 90 minutes, I need to be at about 6 kilometers per, excuse me, 6 minutes per kilometer. And I'm not anywhere close. I'm at like 7:30, 5, whatever. Not gonna say too much because I want everybody to just tune in to this vlog, right? So I'm noticing that I'm probably not gonna hit this time. And then I just realized it's like it's because I am too focused on the outcome. And one of the things I talk about on a lot of my Instagram and YouTube, not YouTube, but my Instagram and my TikTok, is embracing the journey, right, and enjoying the process. And I think that's very important. But however, I feel like we don't necessarily we think about on a big scale, right? So we think about over like a maybe a 10-year time frame. Life has this ebbs and flows, and so we're going to just embrace what comes to us, make the best out of it, and make it do what it do with life hitting us with whatever it's going to hit us with this roller coaster ride, this dream called life. And coffee time. And what I think happens is we don't think about embracing the journey and enjoying the process on a micro level, which is the actual how I title this broadcast slash podcast. Because on a micro level, we don't. I would speak for myself. Don't think about embracing the journey on the day by day things. Like when I'm running. Running is something that is a pain in the ass. Let me explain to you. It is a pain in the ass. Why is it a pain in the ass? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm gonna explain to you. Because you're not running from something. You're just running. There's no real reason to do it. You just gotta mentally tell your mind that, hey, this is what we're doing today, and we're gonna make it happen no matter what. We're gonna keep going. We're not gonna stop, and there's no reason for us to besides the benefit of health possible. So that's why running sucks, right? So with that said, though, my focus on this, and yeah, I got which they're not here yet, but I had t-shirts made. I got well, yeah, it's on my spring site. So I got t-shirt design made, a hoodie, I got t-shirts that are coming in for me. Says Road to 90. So y'all are getting a little bit of backstory. So my focus was so stuck on that 90 minutes that I'm missing out on the task at hand right here, which is get through this workout that you're in right now. That is the focus right here, right now. Get through this workout. And then, also where you can, kind of hone in that as well is it's not just get through this workout, but let's have a goal for this workout. That's not, so time related to this 90, right? Goal for this workout might be um just get a nice pace going. Goal for this workout might be I've gotten this thing called it's airway. It's a little mouth thing that helps your breathing a little bit better. Maybe it's just to get a nice breathing pace. Realistically, it's about breaking down the goal on a micro level and embracing that part of it. Not looking so much into the actual end game, so to say. Not looking so much into that, but embracing the journey. Now I'm gonna go to my notes 'cause I'll ramble about this all day long. But a lot of people there is sometimes a misconception about enjoying the process, and when we talk about it, we what we really mean we're not saying that you're going to enjoy every minute, but what we really mean is that we're going to find pleasure and satisfaction in the work we're doing right now, which is what I'm just talking about, rather than focusing on the end result. So we're going to hone in on one specific thing about what it is that we're doing at that time and enjoy and embrace that as much as we can. And maybe we make that the goal for that moment. And then that's the main focus. That's the main thing, right? So one of the things that people think about when they tie in, when they start focusing in on, embracing the journey, embracing the moment, right? They think, oh, okay, you're not caring about the end goal. Um, you're not thinking about that long term goal, and ultimately, it actually works in your favor for the long term goal. Because when, like, I just ran yesterday, and when I ran and just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna work on," I'm just gonna run. You know what? I didn't even say I was gonna work on anything. What I said was, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna run as long as I can run, as long as my legs will let me. That's all we're gonna do. Now, it did help that I was on the treadmill. There was a distraction of the Lakers Boston game, but still, I kept feeling my mind wanted to talk me out of actually, you know, wanted to talk me out of, staying in that what I promised myself, but I kept going. And sooner or later, I got to 5K to 3.1 miles, and I decided to stop because the game was over, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is good for now. So the Brain still won, but I won in the long run because the day before I was like, I am going to do a 5K. Do you see the difference there? I am going to do a 5K versus I'm just going to run as long as I can run. So with me saying I am going to do a 5K, I only did 3 miles. That was, what was that, Friday night on the treadmill. I only did not 3 miles, 3 kilometers. I don't even think I got to 3 kilometers. I think I got to 2.5 or something like that. It was bad. My brain was like, yo, stop. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It was bad. So I decided yesterday, I was like, look, this is what we're doing. Like, this is all I'm going to do. I am going to run as long as I can till my legs give out. Because my legs, all the times I stopped before, or earlier than the goal I wanted to do, my legs felt fine. And that was what allowed me to get to the 5K, which is secretly what I was shooting for anyway. But that's what allowed me to get there. So yeah, let's talk about some of the benefits of enjoying the process. I think we just kind of talked about some of that. But when you enjoy the process, you're more likely to stick to your goals and put in the hard work to achieve them because it's not such a grandiose big thing, right? It's just this point to this point to this point to this point. So you're just focusing on the one point that you got to do. You're just focusing on one thing, and then you're focusing on the next thing, and you're focusing on the next thing. So it's really when it's really, you chunk it down. And also, what's funny is research has shown that people who find pleasure in the process of achieving a goal are more likely to persist in the face of challenges. Um, and they are when they are engaged in the activity, they find it more enjoyable. So when they are actually just kind of focusing on this one thing and not the big grandiose thing. And I think just in life, and I've had a video about this recently, I think on TikTok and Instagram. I think that in life we like to make things more grandiose than they actually are because that's how we are as human beings. However, chunking things down, breaking things down, help out quite a bit. Um, so yeah, that's my running story of the weekend and me. And I did run today. I didn't get to the 5K because I had to hurry up and get to my cryotherapy treatment, but I did get to 4.5. Um, Legs felt good, and I was just like, "Hey, I'm going to complete this circle," which I did, and that was really the goal. That was the only goal. that I had was to complete the circle. I really kind of wanted to get to 5, but I was just like, I'm gonna just complete the circle. Where I stopped is where I want to end, and you know, that's basically what happened. I missed a little bit at the entry point to where I live at, so I didn't actually cross to the other side where I started running at. But you get the point. You get it. Semantics. Um, and so next is want to talk about let's talk about some tips, strategies to incorporate enjoying the process um in your daily routine. So one way that you could do it, and I've talked about this years ago. I probably need to make another video about this. Is celebrating the wins, celebrating not the big wins, but the small wins. So if you chunk your goals down into smaller pieces and you say, today, I'm just going for this. And you find a way to make it enjoyable. That's the other thing is find a way to make it a game, make it enjoyable. Whatever it may be, I've only got my running examples right now. Um, but there's ways that you can make it enjoyable. One way that you could do, to be honest with you, is gamify what you're doing. And what I mean by that is you turn it into a game. So there are plenty of habit trackers that you can use, and you can make it a game in your mind to have as long of a streak of doing something as you can. And then every day you get to check it off, check it off, check it off. I recently actually just did 90 days of Isha Kriya. Once a day, I got Set Guru going through Isha Kriya with me. It's phenomenal, but 90 days of doing the same thing, same meditation, guided meditation over and over again can be a pain in the butt. But got my habit tracker, and I'm able to mark in every day I do it. So it turns into a little bit of game, and you don't want to break your streak. You've got 90 days in. You've got what happened to me. I got started getting really bored and tired of it. Like 70 days in, it's like, dude, I only got 20 days left. Only got 15 days left. Only got 10 days left. And then once you get less than 10, you're like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna stop it now. I'm going to continue doing it. So yeah, so that's one way you could do it. You can make it into a game. Um, like I said, just finding the small wins to celebrate your progress. Um, you can one way is shift your perspective and just find the meaning in what you're doing now versus the bigger thing. So just shift your perspective. But I think one of the biggest things that I like doing is just tricking the brain and saying, hey, you know what, all we're going to do is, it's called the 10-minute rule. All we're going to do is just 10 minutes. And actually, if you marry up the 10-minute rule with Mel Robbins' 5-second rule, phenomenal. So let me explain both. 10-minute rule is say, hey, whenever you got something you need to do, I am only gonna do this for 10 minutes. That's it. After 10 minutes, we can be done. We can call it a day. That's it. We're done. 10 minutes, we're done. Typically, you will get into a bit of a flow. You might not be necessarily in flow state, but you'll get into the flow where you're like, you know what, I'm not going to stop. I'm already getting into a groove. And I believe personally the groove comes before the flow state does. But I'm already in a groove. I might as well keep going. And that's one way, you trick your brain. But yeah, like I said, if you pair that in with the 5-second rule, which Mel Robbins says is you count backwards like NASA about to lift off a shuttle, which I don't think they do shuttles anymore. But anyways, that's beyond the point. They said we're not going back to the moon and talking to those folks up there. That's a conversation for another time. Um, but yeah, if you say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shoot up, get into whatever it is that you need to do. That will help. So the 5-second rule is, I'm really oversimplifying the 5-second rule. You can definitely read Mel Robbins' books. Fantastic book. Um, so yeah, so definitely let's see what else I got in here. Oh yeah, so um, take regular breaks. while you're doing it if you need to. If you feel like, hey, I'm over this, take a break. Especially if it's something that you got a time frame, you got to do it. Like I got some stuff tonight I have to turn in for tomorrow, so I'm like, okay, I want to go ahead and do that. But you structure in breaks when needed. Um, Also, just you want to make sure that you practice um, the mindfulness of the being here now. So what that means is when you're here, that's what you're doing. So if you're in the middle of, let's say, writing, 'cause that's something I've been doing lately too, right? So if you're in the middle of writing and you're focusing in on working on whatever it is, a project, paper, or book, then that's what you're doing. Yes, you might have some music playing, some like lo-fi music, which actually one of the best things you could do is actually classical baroque music. Free tip for you, free game. That kind of syncs up the hemispheres of the brain, but that's a great one, a great thing that you could do. I gotta remember to use that. I like lo-fi, but if you got some, kind of soft music going and something that's not overpowering, making you think too much, doesn't have any real words, then that's fine. But mainly, you're just there in that moment, and you're doing what you're doing, and that's what you're focused on, right? So that's one of the things. So that's the mindfulness practice of, hey, you're being there now, you're in that moment. Even if you're just preparing to plan out a week, you are in the moment of planning at that moment at that point in time. So you could be still in the future, but you're in that moment right then. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, we've already talked about celebrating the wins, taking breaks, practicing mindfulness, and like I said, try to turn it into a game. So basically, we summarize everything. Enjoying the process is about finding the satisfaction in the work you're doing right now, rather than focusing on the goals that you're looking for, that big end goal. Focusing on right now. Um, Shifting your mindset to right now versus the accumulation of what this is going to mean in the long run. And of course, this is all going to take some practice to kind of shift our mind. Because we're all, in this society, we're all about that focus on the outcome, outcome, outcome. Well, realistically, the outcome is just a bunch of little steps day by day, continuing to do them. But we're all about that big end goal, right? Um, so just we talked about that. We talked about some of the ways, some of the misconceptions that you're not caring about the goal when really you're working more towards the goal. We talked about benefits of enjoying the process, and we talked about the research showing that it helps in goals and achieving your goals and sticking to your goals. Which, if you have New Year's goals or New Year's resolutions, that in working through some of these stuff we're talking about will help with that. And we also talked about some tips that you could do. Gamification, celebrating the wins, taking breaks, 10-minute rule, all that kind of pizzazz, right? So that is my mini talk on enjoying the process, but in the micro level. Because again, I think that we think about enjoying the process as really more of a macro deal, something that, we know that life is coming at us, and overall, we got to take time to enjoy the process over life. But we don't think about it on the daily basis, on the small thing. And also, make sure that you're doing it on a daily basis versus just when you have a goal. So you get your mind and your body into that mindset of, hey, we're going to enjoy what we're doing right now. We're going to enjoy the process along the way on a smaller scale, on a regular basis, and that actually will help you whenever you got bigger goals, quote unquote, bigger goals that are coming up. So that's my little talk on enjoying the process on the micro level. Hope that helped. Hope that you was able to get some value out of that. As I discussed earlier, look forward to you're gonna see my journey. I'll give you a little preemptive. So I started in October to train for the river run, the Gate River Run, and been training since then. So we got what October, beginning of October, November, December, January. So basically, we're about 4 months in. Um, and about 80 miles in the training because I calculated that the other day. I was like, dang, this is 80 miles that I've run in these 4 months. So not as many as I wanted to, but still, that's more than I ran all of the last like 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Probably since I did a river run, it's more running than I've done. Um, but anyways, point being is, so I've been journaling or recording and vlogging along the way that journey, and yeah, I'm gonna start putting that together. And not next week, but the week after. I don't know how I'm gonna release it yet, so I'll so look out for that. I'll probably talk about that in next week's podcast. But that is going to be something y'all get to see some of my struggles, some of my I don't want to do this shit, coach. And the coach is me, so I'm talking to myself like I don't want to do this, and I'm cussing myself out. So you're gonna be able to see some of that. But stay tuned for that. And of course, Coffee Ground will be back next week, either 5, 6, 7 on Sunday, 'cause we got variable times now depending on people's schedule. Even 4 o'clock. So 4, 5, 6, or 7. Sunday afternoon, we'll just put it like that, to your local Facebook or YouTube. So again, I hope this helps. Hope that you found some value. I will put a lot of these into what we call the show notes on YouTube, and put some other information that I found down there, and some recommendations on book like the 5 second rule, and any videos I might be able to find on the 10 minute rule. But I think that's pretty much everybody talks about that. So I'll just put that as a suggestion. You can look that up. But I'll put the Mel Robbins book, it's 5 second rule down there. And any of her stuff is fantastic and phenomenal. Yay, we got my mom in here. It is her birthday tomorrow. So anybody that sees this today or tomorrow, tell my mom, "Happy birthday to you." I can't sing because I'm on YouTube. I don't want them to like copyright strike me, but happy. I think I can give a pause. Say, birthday. So, anyways, my mom's birthday is tomorrow, y'all. So make sure that if you see her comment on the YouTube, give her a happy birthday. I think she's turning like 20 for the second or third time. Anyways, let me shut the heck up before I get in trouble. I appreciate y'all being here tonight. Feel free to leave me a comment below. Feel free to hit me up um, on my link tree / C Scott Inc. You can find me there. And as always, hold on, I'm about to mess up the outro music. I always mess it up. But I appreciate y'all being here. And as always, I'm